This has been Strictly Ball Business.
Strictly ball business.
Strictly ball business.
I like that video.
Shit.
Everybody's been talking about Donovan Mitchell, where he's going to go. This isn't a video about if he's going to go. We're assuming he's gone. We don't know what the package is left, but what's left of this team? Let's look at, the remains. Are there any young promise? What are we going to do with the vets? Let's start off. What do you think's happened with the main vets right now, Bojan and Conley?
Well, I think you would have to try and get rid of both those guys. I think Mike Conley is going to be a hard one to move, but certainly there's going to be suitors for Bogdanovich. He's still a solid shooter at his size, and other teams are going to look for that. Mike Conley, he just looks like he's hit a wall at times. He looked good for part of last year. He looked pretty solid the year before that. But down the stretch last year and in the playoffs, he was complete dog shit.
Yep, he's just not the same player anymore, and it's tough to see because we love Mike Conley, but I don't think he's a harder sell unless it's they'd have to give something up to trade away Mike Conley. That's $24 million, and it goes into next year too, and that's guaranteed. So I don't think I think he'll
not worth really trading away. Just let him ride it out.
Either he'll ride it out or end in a buyout, but only if he still has a good year this year, and then they'll maybe buy him out.
They don't want to give up picks to trade him. It's not that.
And Bojan's an expiring. I think they're gonna try to trade him, get something back. 19 mil, easily tradable. So last year of his contract, I think he's gonna be gone. I think they're hoping to get a first round pick for him. But we'll see.
I think if he looks good to start out the year, they could get a first round, no problem.
Yeah. So those are the main two. Then let's look at the two huge bench pieces, Clarkson and Beasley. So Clarkson, we've said at a time, one of the best six men in the league. Great. Beasley, we have said, had the potential to be one of the best six men in the league too. Super inconsistent. He's a really nice shooter to have on your team. Let's talk about those two. What are they going to do on this team? Are they going to stay?
I think you trade Jordan Clarkson and you keep Malik Beasley. Beasley's younger. I think he can give you just as much, honestly. But Jordan Clarkson is a solid player, and other teams will trade for him. So I think you'll have no problem getting at least one pick for him.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, and he deserves to go on a competing team. I mean, I don't want to see him. What happened to Terence Ross happen to him? Everyone got traded away. Terence Ross is still with the Magic, and he was a great six man in the league. A lot of people loved it, herald him, but now he's still with the team. He's just kind of wasting his career away with the Magic when he still could be effective on another team and possibly win a championship. So I'd like to see Clarkson move on, and they can.
Yeah, he's not the type of guy that wants to be stuck in irrelevancy. And if Donovan Mitchell ultimately gets traded away, then I don't think he wants to be on that team at that point.
No, he wouldn't.
But Malik Beasley, he hasn't put in the time in the league to be considered a veteran, so he doesn't have that same say in wanting to go to a different team.
And I think Beasley would want to stay because all these guys gone, clears up shots, and this guy can yeet whatever he wants, which is why he loved the Timberwolves right away because everyone was injured when he first when he got traded. So he played heavy minutes. Oh, yeah. This guy was averaging a ton of points on terrible efficiency. But
he could average over good efficiency for the 20-game stretch. That's why he got paid.
Yeah, for the 20-game stretch. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then afterwards, he showed that he's inconsistent. But yeah.
But I mean, I could see him averaging over 20 again. He certainly can get the minutes and he'll just chuck shots. But yeah, he has to get more efficient. But I think certainly he's got good potential with this team. He's young enough, and they got some other guys in that Rudy Gobert trade as well. Walker Kessler is a promising center who rebounded and blocked a lot of shots in college.
Yeah.
Another guy is Jared Vanderbilt, who is one of the hardest working players in the league.
Yep. Love to have him as a piece.
Yeah, he's going to increase their offensive rebounds automatically. Just that alone is such a skill.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's great too. And Leandro Ballmero also came over in that trade. Him and Walker Kessler. Yeah, I mean, I don't have the biggest faith in Ballmero. I think he could maybe carve out a spot for him in this league because in the G League he averaged almost 14 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. So I think he's versatile enough where he can find it. It's just whether he can find it or not.
He's a great fast break player and he's a decent defender. He can get steals, but we haven't really seen at the NBA level. Obviously, he just didn't have many opportunities with the Wolves last year. There were better players in front of him. So maybe with the Utah Jazz, he'll get some opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. And Walker Kessler, I mean, we'll see if they can strike lightning twice with what happened with Gobert. I don't know. I need to see a more sample size from him. But one guy we have seen that's on their probably, I'd say their headline young talent right now. We've seen him play in this league a few times is Nico Alexander Walker. He's has team option next year. Showed some scoring flashes with the Pels. I like him. I do like him. He has kind of all-around skill. He's just a super inefficient player. Hard to see him find roles like that when they start off and they can score. Last guy I can think of is Devante Graham, who was super inefficient, scored 20 points a game, and now he's a backup point guard for the Pels. But he helps them. He's contributing, but that's like the most I've seen for a guy who
I know
scores
that
a lot inefficiently.
You had a lot of confidence in last year, and he just really flopped.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe you put a curse on him. That was what I was thinking.
Maybe. Oh, shit. Who did I say was going to do really good next year? Wendell? I'm sorry, man.
Wendell is screwed.
Fuck.
Yeah, we'll see. I think the Utah Jazz certainly have some solid players on their team, but I don't really see any of these young guys having star potential.
No. That's... Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I smoked before, and I just yawn a lot. Don't do drugs, kids. I smoked a cigarette. No, he yeah, not much young talent. That's really what they're looking for. And I mean, on my last point for this is so they're looking for that young talent. They really need someone, that guiding force to show the direction. This is where our rebuilding is going. It should have been Donovan Mitchell. He's going to be traded. Doesn't want to be there. But is it RJ Barrett? I don't like that. I'm not looking at this team and be like, that's a nice young team if RJ Barrett is leading the way, because I think he can be a great player. I don't think he's the lead. He can lead a team as a superstar.
I think he'd be a great player to trade for, but they would need to get another top pick. Like I wouldn't trade for a guy like RJ Barrett till after this year.
Right.
Till you already, because I wouldn't want him fucking up my draft odds. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell will make them win more than RJ Barrett.
Yeah, that's true. They need to trade Mitchell regardless, I guess.
However,
so if they're trying to tank.
Right. I mean, but who else out there can you is there, do you think would be available that they would rather have than RJ Barrett for
I think
Donovan
they just want a
Mitchell?
shitload of picks, you know? They just want
honestly, that wouldn't be
more
bad.
picks than they got in the Rudy Gobert trade.
Adds more flexibility if they don't want to build their team around RJ Barrett, which is essentially what this trade would be if he went to the Knicks. That I wouldn't want to build around RJ Barrett. I just don't
get a bunch of lottery tickets and tank yourselves so that you can guarantee a top pick that way, and you got a bunch of other draft picks. Just go the OKC route.
They've shown they're decent at drafting. Grayson Allen's a solid player. Donovan obviously was a steal in the draft. Rudy was a steal in the draft. They've showed they could do it. So we'll see if they can still turn it around. And I have faith in Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge has helped the Celtics to being great, always in the playoffs, it seems. So
he's doing the same formula here in Utah that he did with Boston with their rebuild that just got them to a championship.
Oh, well, finals, not championship, but yeah.
Finals, whatever. You want to do the correct verbiage. Anyways, what he did with the Celtics, he traded away, his big players, obviously, just like he is now doing with Utah. Got his draft picks, drafted his guys, fired his coach or let him walk. Quinn Snyder went away this year. He brought in a young coach, just like he did last time with Brad Stevens. So history repeats itself all the time. And Danny Ainge saw a winning formula. He's done this a couple times. So he's like, you know what? Do it again.
Let's do it again. Run it back.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Well, that's the Jazz. That's what's left. I have nothing but the faith in them. I love Donovan Mitchell, and I like the Jazz franchise. Maybe not the Utah fans as much, but
yeah, they're owned by a young dude who got his money from a startup company that he sold.
That's right.
And now he, is rich enough to own a sports team. He's living the dream.
That is the dream.
I would love that.
Some men get it all, but What do you guys think of this team? Who do you think should get traded? Who should we ride out their contract? Comment below. Let us know. Subscribe if you haven't.
Hey,
Uh,
this is Strictly Ball Business, episode 50, boy, or 51.
That's a wrap for us, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. We love talking about basketball, and you love listening to us. So it's a match made in heaven, I think.